Dr. Emily Carr, the first ever and only professor of creative writing here at the New College of Florida. In this video, I talk about why you want to register for my spring courses. I'm thinking of what follows as a pep talk. So if you leave this video feeling super stoked about your innate artistic potential and growing that childlike spark, that enthusiasm that you were born with, doing that in community, then I invite you to consider taking one or both of my spring courses. So I'm teaching reading and writing the forbidden and ecopoetry and ecoperformance. Both of those are workshops, meaning that they are writing intensive, writing focus, and that our primary purpose is your creative growth, cultivating your artistic potential in a community of other artists and writers. Conceptually, I'm thinking of both of my courses this term like those Build-A-Bear stores. You know, where you experience the fun of making your own soft toys and custom teddy bears. In this instance, I'm providing the raw materials of the course. So the course text, the course concepts, the course projects. I'm mapping out a meta-narrative, the beginning and the end of the course. We figure out together what the journey looks like, how we get from the beginning to the end. So we are literally going to embark on a process of artistic discovery together. So individually, you'll be on your own journey of artistic discovery, but then also as a group, as a community, we will be on a collective journey of artistic discovery. I'm super stoked to think of my classes, to conceptualize my classes this way this term. Okay, so what does that look like? Day one, we will map out course concepts together. So the forbidden, the historical, and cultural forces that shape our notion of what's forbidden, ecopoetry, ecoperformance, ritual, the historical and cultural roles of trees in ritual. We're going to sketch out some territory for the foundational terms, right, that we're working with us in this course. And we're going to do that together. We're going to do that collaboratively. We're going to talk about what sources, resources we're using and why, whether that's pop culture and historic artistic movement and ancient mythology and etymology, etc. On the second day of class, we will build the syllabus using 5 foundational artistic texts. Linda Berry's On Grading, Lynn Din's What I Usually Say to My Students, excerpts from Corita Kent and Jan Seward's Learning by Heart, excerpts from June Jordan's Poetry for the People, and Audre Lorde's Poetry is Not a Luxury. So each course is starting the same, right? Day one, we map out the course concepts together. Day two, we build the syllabus together using some foundational artistic texts. And then from there, each course goes on its own journey and has its own destination. Ecopoetry and ecoperformance ends with private ritual ecoperformances involving trees on campus. We will collect archival footage of our performances and collage and manipulate these for an eco art feature on New College's Null Set, which is an online emporium of student work. So this is really exciting that you are actually going to be creating work for curating the first ever official feature on New College's Null Set. And that's work we're going to do together. So there is this very, while the performances themselves are private, there's a public sharing of the process of putting those rituals together, our experience of those rituals, and also our reflections, right? After we shared the ritual with others. So in this class, be prepared for lots and lots of collaboration and for the fine art of collaboration to be something you learn in this class, which is an invaluable life skill that will serve you long after you graduate from New College. Reading and writing the forbidden. This ends with a more conventional writing portfolio that can, but does not have to include multimodal writing. So generally in reading and writing the forbidden, we'll be focusing on fiction, poetry, and everything in between. And you will propose and embark on your own forbidden project, which might be poems, stories, an excerpt of a novel, poetry comic, graphic novel, collage, erasure, audio poems. Again, multimodal writing is not required, but encouraged and invited. All right, what do you need to know first and foremost about both of these classes? You must commit yourself to regular, consistent, weekly, self-disciplined artistic praxis in all of my classes. My seminars meet once a week, and I give you 5 to 6 hours of work to accomplish in between. I will not give you additional deadlines. It is your job as an apprentice artist to figure out how to not procrastinate and do the work because the work matters, because you care about it, not because it's due or because someone's giving you stepping stones. It's time to learn to prioritize the work that matters, that you care about. In this class, you have the opportunity to prioritize the work that matters, and I expect you to step up. If you cannot manage once a week deadlines, then this class is not for you. You cannot cram the work in at the end. You cannot do all of Mod 1's homework over spring break. And you absolutely have to come to class. So if you cannot commit to, or if you cannot prioritize coming to class, then this class is not for you. Which is to say that even though we are co-creating the syllabus together, and that seems cool and democratic, the syllabus will be rigorous, the course will be rigorous. I expect more of you when I invite you to co-create the syllabus and the course with me. Potter, dancer, weaver, and teacher Paulus Berenson once argued that we need not just art, but the capacity to behave artistically. I care less about what you produce and more about your capacity to behave artistically, both individually and in community. And this is why coming to class and co-creating our artistic community together is so hugely important to this class. I cannot overemphasize, you must come to class. Poet and memoirist Jenny Booley puts it this way: the page is poetry's artifact. Poetry, art, is what happens when you are living. The object is art's artifact. And our job as artists, as creators and makers, as relators, is to teach ourselves what we need to know. Visual artist Janet Henry explains, artists educate people about themselves and about what they can do for themselves. I've had kids come up to me and say, how come you know so much? Well, I'm an artist, I tell them, and I teach myself what I need to know. In all of my courses, I am committed to teaching you to teach yourself what you need to know, which is the greatest, the most valuable life skill I can share with you. If you are new to this way of learning, then welcome. And yes, it's hard at first. That's hard with like 5 A's. But I promise it's totally worth it, and it will serve you long after you graduate from New College in your real life. That's all for now. See you in class, I hope. Take care.